What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan, and I'm BManX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have our battle report update for the regionals that took place yesterday on May 11th. This was another core TCG regionals I participated in. Did all right, not really that great. I came in 143rd, so I wasn't able to get in top prizing. I stuck it out. I did not have a good start to the day, but I always like to stick it out because I feel even if you don't do good, the experience of playing is always the best experience you can get to help you do better in other matches. So we're going to go into it. We're going to talk about what I did, what my matchups were, and how things went. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. Still feeling a little bit sick. That's why I didn't do anything upload-wise yesterday. And so I might do something 2 on Monday or another one today. We'll see how things go. Got a busy day, busy week. My sister's getting married in a week, and I got lots to do. So we'll see with the content how things will be coming out this week. But I will hopefully be having to get things up like videos for the pre-release and other things like that we're gonna be seeing pretty soon. I have a few other things on the go. So I played Lugamon again. I decided, I'm going to be really interested and invested into this deck into the next couple formats. So I put it back together. I like Beelzemon, but I really do like Lugamon, and I want to get better at it and stuff like that. So I did put it back together. I did do some changes here. You'll maybe see here. I have 2 Labramon from EX 5, and I actually really like the Labramon because it's a cheap way. I know it does the same thing as Fangmon, and you have to trash a card first, but it is an easy way of getting pieces back. So in fact, my last game against a mirror match, I managed to Labramon. I had enough memory from 2 EGs and what my opponent passed me to, which was 3. Something that I was able to Labramon. I think I also had a missed memory boost on the field. I was able to Labramon get back the piece I was missing, which was the Fenrir Lugamon, to my hand, and then do the play, the Luga all the way to Fenrir play. So that was really, really good. I do like the Labras because they also are level 3, and they have the same kind of inheritable as Lugamon from PT14, whereas when you play a monster by an effect, you gain a memory. So not the exact same, but it works out the same if you're doing the regular plays anyways. So that's good if you have to go into that in the back because you can't get either of these guys. So that is an option too. And it's better than the Gausimon. I found the Gausimon really didn't do anything for me except against the mirror match. There's a lot of decks didn't care about the memory gain from the Gauzy when facing this deck, so I did not like Gauzy. So I like this way better. We'll see into the next format how things go. 1 Fangmon, pretty standard. It came up, it was good. 4 and 2 is always a really good ratio. I like 2 of these. 3 Tyranno was actually pretty good. And some games I didn't even see it, which was kind of like weird. But I might cut 1 for an Uber. I like the 3 Tyrannomon. I also like Uber, but I did like the 3 Tyrannomon. It never felt bad. And then Helluger at 3. I personally like it at 3. But I know other people. Chimeramon at 1. This was a difficult call just because I'm playing a bunch of options that I need. This, I feel I would like it to, but I just don't know what I would cut for it. Maybe I'd cut the 3rd Tyranno and not put an Uber in. I don't know. I like having that like 12, it's 12 level 4s because then you see them a lot more and you can dump them a lot more. For Fenrir, I'm not playing Ruin mode anymore because I do have a lot of options. For Wisdom Training, excellent. Gotta have it. Mist Memory Boost. I like Mist over Purple for this deck. Purple Memory Boost because I like being able to dump cards. I know sometimes it was a little bit detrimental because it dumped the piece that I wanted. But like I said, with the Labras, you can get them back. So there is that. You just got to be memory cognizant about stuff like that. And I generally did like the boosts better because I didn't want to put an EG on bottom either. I'd rather put a mill and EG to the trash than to put, to reveal top 4. So, I mean, I definitely did like the miss boost. And I feel like I got enough search power between this 3 of these and stuff like that. So and all my kind of search power. We got 1 rivals. Came up a couple times. I had to use rivals to pop something, and it wasn't too bad, especially if it was like an ace card. So then you get 3 of your memory back. So that was good. Delicate Plan, I think it came up once. I just never got it, but it's just a good card if you have. That way you guarantee you're going to get the game, because so many security bombs in this game, especially right now. 1 Crimson Blaze, I did, because you're playing the red cards, and that's another reason to play more red cards, to play 3 of that, because then you have at least 9 targets, and hopefully what you're doing is you're Soul Lugarmoning, bring out that Tyranno to search, and then Delicate Planning before you go into Fenrir on the attack. Excuse me, guys. And then Crimson Blaze against mirror matches against Levia. Levia kills this deck. It's super important. I actually used it against Levia. I used it against something else too. Wasn't... I think I used it against Yellow Vaccine. It was kind of funny because he had a board and I still didn't win that game. So there's stuff like that. And then E4 EG is automatic. 3 analog, again, the space is tight, but I didn't mind it. 3 analog felt really good. It wasn't clogging up in my hand. I was seeing it pretty regularly, and I was seeing 2 of them at least pretty regularly. So I mean, I did like that. Although I didn't really see analog off security much, but I sure did hit a lot of analog use off security myself. But yeah. As for the matchups, getting into it, started out with a mirror match against Lugamon. Lost 2-0, but both matches were really close. Like, it just basically, missing a piece. The first game, I was trying to dig for Fenrir, and I couldn't. And then my opponent had all his pieces, and then he had the Chimera. So, again, that's one of the reasons why it's it's nice to have 2 Chimera. So I might rethink that. And he was able to basically game me, even though I blocked his first attack with a Tyrannomon. There was a lot of blocking with Tyrannomons. So my first match I lost 2-0. Second match I went 2-1 against Red Hybrid. Really good player. Shout out to both Unlum and who is it from the Brick City Discord. Unlum was the one person, I think he faced him in round 1, and then it was Inza. Who I faced in round 2, playing Hybrid, and that was both were really great matches. I won 1 match, he won 1, and then the third match he just hybrided faster than I could Lugamon, which is kind of the thing. What happens? I did make a couple misplays, and that's why I want to play this deck more, because there's so many things you got to think about memory wise, especially when you're on your opponent's side of the board. And with Analog Youth, there's a couple times where I should have summoned a Lugarmon, or should have ditched a Lugarmon with a Tyrannomon, so I could summon that, so that when I killed the Hell Lugar at the end of my turn, I would have got a memory first from playing the EG, and then when the guy died, I would have analog used and maintained turn. So really a lot of things to think about. Every decision matters, including what you trash from your hand. So you gotta look at your cards really closely. It does matter in this deck so much. It can make the difference between game or not game. So there's that too. Going into match 3, my opponent was on the road and gave me the win, and basically was just there giving people the win so you get participation. So for round 3, I mowed the lawn. Round 4, what was round 4? I'm trying to remember what round 4 was. Round 4, I feel like that's when I tied to Levia. So that was my first tie. So Levia, we went to game 2. He beat me game 1. Game 2, I won. And then game 3, he probably would have won, but we went into time. We didn't even realize we were in overtime until the judge came in and told us. We totally lost track of it because it was just such a back and forth match. But he had 2 biting crushes on the board, and I was just kind of avoiding summoning stuff. I did have the advantage in terms of security. I think I had chipped away at least 2 of his security already, and he hadn't touched mine. So it was kind of a back and forth match. I was kind of focusing on not summoning monsters, just putting things on the board, basically making it so that he would have to, and clearing his board so that he had to use more memory, and he didn't have a memory tamer, so I was trying to lock him down there at that. So there's that. And then what else is there? So round 5, round 5 I lost to Alphamon. Alphamon, those were really close games too. Again, I had a couple misplays, which probably cost me at least one of those games. So I'm not sure what would have happened. Again, that was when I did where if I had to pop his Alphamon twice to kill it because he had protection, and had I ditched the Lugarmon in my hand, because I had 2 of them, or I had one on the board already for my stack. If I had ditched the Lugarmon in my hand off the Tyrannomon, I would have then been able to Hell Lugarmon, maintain turn, and then Hell Lugarmon again and kill his guy, which would have made all the difference in the world, in my opinion. So unfortunately, did not win that one. And then in round 6, I lost to Yellow Vaccine. We played one game. We had 3 minutes left when we got done game 1. I got through 4 freaking Revolution of Lights. Stupidest card I've ever seen. And then afterwards he just kept acing me every turn. So no matter what I did, I had a Lugamon on the field, unsuspended, but with 2k DP because I had to attack through 2 Revelation of Lights. And then all he did was next turn was play a Angemon with 1 security, get 2 security, minus 2k, and kill my guy. So, all those cards together are just awful to deal with. I went through 4 Baumons. I couldn't even do Baumon plays by the end of the game, so it was a little bit difficult. Round 7, my opponent never showed. That was my second win. Round 8, I played another Lugamon mirror match, which I won. I won round 1, lost round 2. We went into round 3. Actually, no, sorry. I didn't. I 2-0'd him. I won round 1. I Lugamon better, basically. And then round 2, I kind of rule sharked him because he was going to activate. I killed his Fenrir, and then he did his checks. And then I went to attack again, and then he decided to use Analog, which it's a May, so he had missed its timing because the monster had already been destroyed. So, and even though I did rule shark him a little bit on that one, it wouldn't have mattered because I forgot to use my inheritables to gain memory off Lugarmon and Lugamon when I summoned off the Soul Lugarmon the first time, which are mandatory. They're not May, they're mandatory. So I would have had that memory anyways, and even if I hadn't, even if the ruling had been, well, you missed your timing, well, guess what? I haven't used them this turn. Summon EG, gain 2 memory, maintain turn, put the EG back. End of game. So, I mean, I didn't have to rule shark him a little bit, but you try to be helpful, right? Because other people are going to be more anal about that kind of thing. I mean, generally it was more about the fact I was going to get the memory back anyways, but just letting him know he missed timing on the Analog Youth. So hopefully he doesn't hate me for that. If he does, whatever. But yeah, and so I started with a Lugamon loss, and I ended with a Lugamon mirror match win. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, I won 3, and 2 of those were basically forfeits. And I tied once, and then I lost 4. So it didn't do that well, although I did place higher than I did last time. I did not see that coming, 143rd. So it was a pretty good time. A lot of the matches were fun, and that was the thing that kept me playing. The matches were fun, except for Yellow Vaccine. That made me want to quit for the day. And then I just mowed it around 7, so when I got back, I was like, I'll give round 8 a try. I mean, I stayed this long, right? So yeah, that is the tournament, guys. That was the regionals. Hopefully I can do better next time. We'll keep updating this deck, and when we do our next deck profiles for BT16, we'll let you guys know what we change. Tell me what you guys like. Tell me what you guys think I could have done better on this deck build. I always appreciate the comments and support. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.